Hello investors, I want to welcome you to my channel, 11 Coco Invest. This is not a professional channel, this is just me sharing my investment journey. This is my Jamaica Stock Exchange dividend investment journal that I've put together for myself, and I would like to share it with you. One of the reasons why I like to share my investment journey with you is because there are not a lot of dividend investors that I know of. Most people, they just day trade, or they swing trade, and they tell you how much they've made, and most times they've never told us how much they've lost, and I would like to take a deeper look at the dividends that we can earn from holding our investments for the long term. Alright, so this is 11 Coco, and we think we'll fill our basket one day. Alright, so a disclaimer. This journal represents my personal financial journey and views and should not be taken as financial advice or recommendation. I'm not a financial advisor. I am not qualified to give financial advice. So before you invest, please consult a financial advisor. Alright, so I want to share with you first what I call my core dividend portfolio. And my core dividend portfolio consists of 5 stocks. First up, we have Carreras. I've been holding Carreras now for quite some time, and it has been paying me steady dividends. Based on my purchase price, I am yielding about 11% on Carreras currently. So the dividends on Carreras is not bad for me. I'm not recommending that you go out and purchase Carreras, but this is what I've been holding for some time. Second on my list is Cygnus Credit Investment. I've been holding Cygnus for quite some time also. I think Cygnus has been paying around about, say, 6% for my yield based on the price that I've purchased Cygnus for. And I've been purchasing Cygnus over time. This is not just a one-time purchase. So Cygnus has paid dividends twice per year, but I should say that Carreras has paid me dividends every quarter, and they've never missed a quarter. But Cygnus pays dividends twice per year. I think they pay after the first quarter, and they also pay after the third quarter, I think. So I've been holding Cygnus for some time, and they have been paying me dividends. Third on my list today is Jamaica. Jamaica is more current. It has not been on the market for that long, but based on what I've seen, it is very promising, and so that is why I've added it to my portfolio, to my core portfolio. Further in the recordings, in our discussion, I will share with you how much I have invested in Jamaica. Based on information coming out of their prospectus, we do expect them to increase dividends. In 2025, we would expect to get more than 20% dividends from that stock, but the yield will be solely based on the IPO price. So whatever Jamaica is selling for today, I think it went up to $1.80 today, $1.80 today. It doesn't mean that the yield for someone buying Jamaica today will be the same. So when they quote the yield that they expect to pay investors, it would definitely be based on the IPO price. Alright, fourth on my list is MPC, Caribbean Clean Energy Limited. Now MPC, funny thing about it, I have bought some MPC. I've held it. I've put it in my core portfolio. I'm in a great loss for MPC, but for now I'm holding it in my core portfolio because I do think that it has some potential to pay some dividends in the future. I saw an article that David wrote some time ago. Big up David. David wrote some time ago about them hoping that they can pay dividends between 2023 and 2024. So I'm just hopeful that MPC, Caribbean Clean Energy, will start paying dividends soon. Even though the earnings haven't been looking so good in recent times, they have some debt on their books that they need to take care of. But for now, because I'm down on MPC, many of us would remember when MPC was like $250, you know. And I've been buying, but I've been averaging down on MPC, so I hope that my averaging down will help me to get better yield when it starts paying some dividends. Alright, next on my list is PBS 9.5 US dollar preference shares. I like this preference shares. The yield is attractive, there's no question about it. But PBS, the company, has also been doing well, so I would like to see where it takes us. Plus, I've been holding it since it IPO'd, and it has paid me 2 dividends so far, and it is one of my best dividend pairs to date. Alright, so in addition to my core portfolio, I also have what I call my swing trade or satellite portfolio, and I'm sharing it with you today because these are some of the stocks that I've purchased with the intention that I would maybe sell some of these within a year, and that has not happened. But one of the things about my swing trade portfolio is that at one point I was maybe up 25%, but I didn't sell the ones that did well at the time, and so now a lot of those stocks have lost some value over time, and so now I am in the negatives. But one of the things that I want to do with this swing trade portfolio, I want to try and average down on some of the stocks and then use that investment to average down further on other stocks. I'm thinking too that maybe I will just keep one of these for my core. Maybe I'll keep one of these for my core portfolio. I have not decided quite yet which one I want to keep. Maybe you guys can leave a comment in the description below, and you can share some of the ones that you think going forward would fit well into my dividend portfolio. But for now, I'm just holding these, and there's no guarantee that for the next quarter I'll be holding these, because if I get some capital appreciation on these, I will definitely sell and make a profit, because that is why we invest, I guess. So for these, I have, because, well, for this journal, I'm not concentrating so much on my swing trade portfolio, but I will also share it with you, because I do get a little dividends from this portfolio, and I will show you below how much I've gotten, and I will also share with you next time if I still have this same number of companies in my swing trade / satellite portfolio. I term it that because these are just stocks that go around my core portfolio, and they serve a different purpose. But for sure, some of these stocks may be able to fit into my core portfolio later. So we'll take a look and see. Okay, so there is an inverse correlation between high dividend stocks and growth stocks. And so be sure to arrange your portfolio so that you're still making some gains. Well, last year I tried something different. What I did was to collect all my dividends, and I use my dividends to purchase one stock, right? So I purchased Dividend Trading, totaling about $265,000 or $260,000 worth of dividends. And so I purchased Dividend Trading with the intention that I would do a little swing trade on it, and then I would use the profits from that to invest in my dividend portfolio. Dividend Trading didn't do as well as I expected it to do, and so just this year I've sold the stocks I had in Dividend Trading. I sold at a small loss, but I felt at the time that it was worth the sell, and so I collected $254,000 from that. So I was in a little loss, but I wanted to buy more Jamaica shares with that money, because last year instead of using the dividends to invest in Jamaica as I wanted to, I thought that I made well the swing trade with the dividends. That didn't work out so well, and so eventually I sold my Dividend Trading shares, and then I bought into Jamaica with that. Luckily, it was at a good price, still at a good price. Just before the run-up, I bought into Jamaica. So that trade-off didn't work out as well as I would have liked, but it was a good try, and I don't think that anything's wrong with that. Sometimes you try, you fail, you try something different, and then I'm sure that you'll get it right at some point. So that was my trade-off, and it did not work out as well as I wanted it to, but that's okay. Okay, so this shows the value of my positions. I'm sharing the value of my positions with you. So first up, we have Jamaica, as I said before. This is one of the stocks that I do expect to get some good dividends from. This is my position in Jamaica. currently holding about $1 million, at 20% of my portfolio in Trans Jamaica. Ideally, I would have loved to be holding about $1.5 million in value in Trans Jamaica, but I think that I've been outpriced in Trans Jamaica right now at $1.80. I do not think that I want to buy there to hold in my core portfolio. $1.80 and still moving. I think today it came down to $1.78, but still, because when you look at the yield, or when they talk about the yield for Trans Jamaica, they're really talking about the amount what you will get in dividends based on the IPO price. And so for now, I'm going to hold off on Trans Jamaica. Even if I get some dividends, I don't think I'll buy more into Trans Jamaica at this price. Hopefully it will go down and then I could grab some more. I really do not want to purchase Trans Jamaica for more than $1.50. So within that price band, I think that I'll be more than happy to grab some more of it. But for now, I'm just going to be holding my position and try to get something else if I am going to add more funds to my portfolio. Alright, I have Cygnus, and whatever is here, this is what I would have purchased. Now some of my stocks values are down, some have appreciated, some have depreciated, but we're just looking at the initial investment that I've made into these stocks, because we are more interested in the dividend yield that we will get from the portfolio and not so much price appreciation. So we're just looking today at the initial investments and how much you will get back on that investment. So second up is Cygnus Credit Invest. If you look over here, I spent a total of $934,000. 19% of my portfolio is in Cygnus. Cygnus pays around 5-6% per annum. They pay twice a year. I've received one dividend payment already. When we go further into the presentation, I will show you exactly how much I've collected for my dividend, for dividends from Cygnus Credit Invest. Still, one of the better dividend stocks in the market for sure. And one of the things that most persons won't realize is that when you get dividends from Cygnus, you do not actually pay taxes on that. So if you happen to get 6% or so, just for argument's sake, on your Cygnus, it means that you will be getting the entire 6%, whilst for the other stocks you will be getting 0.85 of whatever you get for your dividends, because you got to pay 15% tax on that. So that is one thing to consider also. So I'm going to be holding my Cygnus for now. I don't know if I'll be purchasing more. Maybe I just top it up to $1 million and just have it there for now. Third up is MP Clean Caribbean Energy. I invested a total of $427,000 into MPC, amounting to 8% of my portfolio. I'm a little disappointed with MPC. They have not paid the dividend yet. They have some credit issues right now, but hopefully they can turn the company around. I think that, you know, any green energy, clean energy company that you have should do well in the future, should. you know, but we're yet to see. But for now, I am down on my MP cell, and so I'll just hold it for now. There's nothing to do about that than to wait or sell it at a loss, and I prefer to just wait because I'm not in a great hurry anyways. Alright, fourth on my list is Carreras. I have invested a total of $1.1 million into Carreras, amounting to 22% of my portfolio. I'm pretty pleased with my returns from Carreras. Currently, the yield based on my price is about 11%. I do get a dividend every quarter, and I think that it is a fair dividend, and that has allowed me to reinvest much of that into the stocks. And to be frank, I have not been reinvesting into Carreras for now. I choose to put most of my dividends into Jamaica, but I have stalled purchasing Jamaica for now, so maybe I will look back at getting some more Carreras or getting a new company. I think that I want to add a new company to my portfolio, to my core portfolio. It could be it could be a junior market stock too. When I want us to take a further look at the junior market stocks that I have and see which one would best fit into my core portfolio, or we could still go for another main market stock, and then I will use all my dividends from this portfolio to reinvest into that company to increase my holdings. Alright, then I have my swing trade, my swing trade, or my satellite portfolio, as I called it, as I termed it before, and it is 31% of my portfolio. I am in a loss, but at one point I was in profit, but I didn't sell at the time, and so I've held them. Most of the companies have gone down in value, and also I am at a loss. Currently, my present value is about $1.56 million. I invested, initial investment was about $1.8 million, so I'm down 13%. But I do intend to do some work on this portfolio. I have not been doing so much work on it. I want to average down on some of my positions and then use the profits from that, from selling some of these positions, to reinvest into other positions, because I want to reduce I want to reduce the number of stocks I have in this swing trade portfolio to about 1 or 2 so far. So these are my positions, and next quarter when we come back, I hope to make some changes to it, and you guys can leave your comments as to some of the changes you think that we could make. But remember, this is not financial advice. This is just a compilation of some of the steps that have been taken with my own investment journey. Okay, so this now is showing a combination of both my core portfolio and my little satellites around it. That's my core portfolio. We spoke about that and then I have Elite, I have Dollar Financial, I have Medical Disposables, Jamaica Stock Exchange, and Milpac around this. For the next quarter, I definitely would like to make some changes to especially my satellites for sure, and some of these do pay dividends. We talk about that a little more further into the presentation. Alright, so I have one US dollar position, preference shares, PBS 9.25. For now, this is the only stock I have in my US dollar portfolio, and so it holds 100%. I have a sizable enough investment on that, and I do collect a few dividends from my portfolio. It has paid me twice so far, and I do like the annual dividends that they paid. But when you convert that to Jamaican dollars, you definitely see that it is worth the buy. All right, so this shows dividends that I have earned for this quarter. This is quarter one, and from my swing trade portfolio, I have a total of $10,353 from my swing trade. That would include my mail pack and my dollars and so on. All those combined, which is not a lot, but it is something. I'm not really holding those stocks for dividends, so whatever I get from it, I still do reinvest in my core portfolio. So my core portfolio from Carreras, you would have seen my initial investment into Carreras is around about $1.1 million. So for the first quarter, I have received $28,545.54 from Carreras. I think they paid out 23 cents for the first quarter. That I think is a fair yield, and definitely I have invested all this already. All right, second on the list, I've received also from Cygnus. I've received 15,000, and you would have seen my position in Cygnus is quite sizable. So I don't know if you think that this is a reasonable amount, but for me, I'm just putting my cocoa in my basket and trying to build it up. So I've received $15,800 from Cygnus for the first quarter, and they pay twice per year. They do not pay for the 4 quarters. They only pay 2 quarters. So we'll see at the end of the third quarter what they pay, and then we'll be able to make a judgment whether it is worth holding Cygnus. But for now, I think that I'm going to hold on to it. So year to date, I have received $54,768 in dividends from my portfolio. It's quite a sizable portfolio. I'm quite satisfied with what I have gotten from this portfolio. In addition to that, in January of this year, I received $283 US from my PBS 9.25, and then in April, on the 25th of April, if you remembered, if you had been paying attention to PBS, I received $231.25 from my PBS, right? So I have received quite a bit, over $600 from my investment in PBS, and I do think that it is one of my best dividend payers for sure. I will be looking in the future to get more of these preference shares, but not necessarily from PBS. But if I see other preference shares on the market, I will definitely look towards that, purchasing some of those. But sometimes these US dollar preference shares are expensive. You have to buy a certain amount to actually get into it, and so you gotta be mindful of that. So sometimes, well, they did offer in Jamaican dollars also. I think they are paying 10% or 10.2. I'm not sure, but they paid a little more for the Jamaican dollar investment, but I chose US dollars because I wanted to keep the value of my money. So that's what I've received so far in the first quarter from my dividend payers. We will also take a look after the second quarter to see what I would have received, and we can make a comparison then. Alright, so this is also showing for the first quarter. I will add for quarter 2, 3, and 4 so that we can make a comparison. But for now, this is showing Carreras giving me $28,000 there, for Cygnus $15,000, and for my swing trade, I haven't received anything from my MPC Clean Caribbean Energy yet. I don't know when I'm going to receive dividends from them. But Trans Jamaica, they pay once per year. They pay at the end of the year, and so I'm going to have to wait until the end of the year before I can put anything there from Trans Jamaica. But I want to increase my position in Trans Jamaica. If not, it's just going to be what you have seen already. At just a little over $1 million from Trans Jamaica, and at the end of the year we will see how much we have gotten from them, but I hope that it is a substantial amount, and we will definitely just be reinvesting our dividends. So for my US dollars preference share, I have on this side PBS is still looking good, and it's one of my better dividends payers, as I said before. So what I've done over here, I'm showing you how much I've received per quarter, and then I will show you the percentage increase from dividends, but I've only received from one quarter so far. Well, what you see here, $88,000, is really me adding both my Jamaican dollar dividends and my US dollar dividends to give me a total of $88,707.97 from both my Jamaican and my US dollar investments. So I think this is a fair gain from dividends only, and I have already reinvested all of this into Trans Jamaica. I am not sure, well, based on what I purchase next quarter will be dependent on the price of the shares at the time, because one of the things I will do, I will just look at the company that I think is cheapest at the time when I get the dividends, and then that is what I'll invest in. Or I may just choose to start investing in a new company altogether. So I'm thinking now of some of the companies that I can invest in, or I may just choose to invest in one of my my swing trade stocks that I have. I have two potentials there. I think Dollar Financial have some potential, and then Mailpack also has some potential. Mailpack do pay a good dividends, but I don't think that Mailpack will be able to pay the same amount of dividends going forward. COVID gave them a pretty good push in terms of their revenue and profit, but I am not sure whether they'll be able to continue on that path, and so I have to watch that carefully. But they do pay pretty good dividends. I think that now it's works out to about 9% or something like that, but I'm not sure. But I want to take a closer look, and then I will decide what other company I add to my portfolio. But for now, This is just quarter one, and tell me what you think in the comments. Okay, so this chart will show percentage increase over the different quarters. I only have one quarter in there now, so it's not going to show an increase. But for the second quarter, we will see how much our dividends have increased by. So that is something we want to look forward to. I will also show our cumulative dividends for the over a 10-year period. I want to look at that. And so after at the end of this year, I will show you how much I've received in total dividends, and I will show you the percentage increase also of what I've received. But for now, we will just keep this information here so that we can add to it at a later date. All right. You know, 1 cocoa, full basket, and this is our approach. We want to take our time to invest in good companies, and we want our dividends to roll over. You know, we can reinvest those dividends, and we hope to see our portfolio grow from just putting 1 cents, you know, into our dividends, and use that to buy more shares, and we see how it goes from here. I hope you enjoy the presentation. Leave your comments, and we certainly will take those into consideration. Remember, this is not investment advice. This is just me recording my investment journey, because a lot of people, they focus more on just day trading or a quick turnaround, and I wanted to share this with you because I want investors to know that this is also an approach that can be taken. A lot of persons have been taking this approach, not necessarily in Jamaica, but all over the world. People have been investing in dividends, and one of the things that drove me to dividend investing is that I want to build some generational wealth. So I want to be able to I want to be able to have my cake and eat it too. So I want to be able to collect my dividends after I retire. Then I will spend that money, and then I will definitely leave my portfolio to the next generation. I hope you enjoy the video. Please share and like if you want to, but join me again for 1 cocoa full basket after the next quarter to see how much we have made in dividends and some of the changes we have made to our portfolio.